So we're kind of getting cabin fever from being in the house so much with the super cold temperatures. So today we're going to try 3 experiments for really cold weather that we discovered from an NPR article. And the first one is throwing boiling water into the air and seeing if it turns into steam and ice crystals. Number 2 is going to be freezing bubbles from, bubble blow. And number 3 is going to be the instant slushy. And then I have a bonus one that I'm throwing in just for fun. Let's see what happens. Experiment number 1. Turns into snow on your hand too. I'm getting the bubbles to freeze. They said to warm it up. I've not done this before, so we're gonna see how this goes. Oh, I couldn't quite catch it. Oh, it's hard to tell. We're gonna make an instant slushy as seen on TV. No, honestly, it is currently 1 degree out here with a wind chill around -17. So it's the perfect day to try this. Let's do it. This is gonna be the spot because it's got a nice little snowdrift here and I can put my sodas that I'm gonna do this with in the snow and we'll let them chill for about 4 hours. Slushies. I'm gonna move out to the yard for this one. Ready? I wonder if I drop a little snow in there. There it goes. Kind of. It's not going. I mean, out of 3, we'll try experiment 3 again. And the bubbles, I think it's just not the right setup for us to make that happen. So it was fun to try. Another side experiment we're going to do today is, out of curiosity, I have a couple of roses that are drooping, and I want to see how long and if they'll freeze outside in these temperatures. So I'm going to leave one as it is. I'm going to get the other one all wet. And we'll see what happens. Here they are, the wet ones on the right, the dry ones on the left. We'll just wait a while and see what happens. Besides this guy being very dedicated. So it wasn't instant, but it is turning slushy. Well, that'll be fun to try.
Put the cap on and shake it.
So we're back. Let's see what's happened. Here's the dry one. Yeah, it's definitely frozen. Oh man, crispy. Wow. Yeah, it's frozen solid. Here's the one that was wet. It's definitely also frozen solid, and more so because the water's in there. Wow, that is super cool. Huh. I'm gonna try those one more time. The hard part is, I think, catching the bubble. It is starting to freeze a little bit.
My fingers are freezing faster than the bubbles are. I don't even want to get my gloves wet. I don't see anything happening yet. Oh yeah, no, there's little ice crystals there, so barely. Ooh, okay. I suppose technically it worked.
Any of the ice? None of the ice is coming out, really.
Sure it is.
Mmm.
Looks ready for rum to me. That's this captain's choice, rum and root beer.
Neat.
Slushy.
My last trick for today is freezing clothes into funny shapes. I completely forgot that I left clothes. Left the wet clothes out here to freeze. So it'll be a surprise in the morning when people maybe get up and go to work. Some people are gonna have to, for sure. Oh, here we go. Frozen clothes. Let's see if it stayed in this position, huh? Yes. So there it is. It's in the redbud tree. You can't see it in the dark here, but we got one knee up, so it's kind of kicking. Got one arm hanging on and one waving. Oh gosh. I hope people can see it from the road tomorrow, because that's pretty awesome. So, the end of every science experiment requires discussion, right? So today we had 3 that we did off of that NPR article.
Correct.
And we had some that didn't work quite as planned.
That's right. It's one of those things with a scientific experiment, the control is always important. Like, you have to control the environment, you have to control
Did we have
the
any
steps
control?
of it. I don't think we had that much control. I think we went outside with a loosely described experiment and tried to replicate the results.
That's true, but it was fun. So the first experiment was the one with the boiled water thrown up into the air.
That's right.
And as far as I'm concerned, that was flawless.
Yeah, no, it works perfectly. Poof.
Well,
And it's all snow.
the circumstances today, when we did that, it was about 1 or 2 degrees with a wind chill down in the teens.
Yes.
So, perfect conditions.
Perfect condition.
The second experiment was the bubbles freezing.
So this was a little bit more difficult. I think it's mostly because of the wind.
Yeah, I think our environment didn't help. And then I actually recreated it over on the front porch where I had a little bit more wind control. And I did start to see some ice crystals on a bubble once it popped.
Okay.
But it was super thin and it was taking a long time. So maybe if the bubble solution was a different temperature to begin with, or if my hand didn't freeze before the bubbles did, I could have stayed out there longer and waited, but I still think it would have popped before it turned into a full crystal. So, I don't know. I don't want to see it get colder to try that again.
Okay, and number 3. So the third one was
Instant slushy.
instant slushy. That's right.
Not so instant.
Not so instant.
No,
It did work.
it did work. But it took a whole lot longer and it was not instant like the video showed. about
I
weather.
really am curious as to how it got that cold that fast.
I kind of wonder if we had more volume and the temperature didn't work. We did 2 different times to let the second one, the grape soda, wait longer.
Yeah.
So, I
And the
don't
grape
know.
soda did better.
Did it?
Yeah. The
Okay.
whole top of it turned into slushy.
Yeah, and we did shake it a little bit too.
See, and I think it was that carbonation. The A&W, the root beer, was very flat.
Yeah.
And it just...
So I would say experiment number 1, right on. Perfect success.
Yes.
Experiment number 2, probably successful, but not very fast.
Well, we didn't have the right conditions.
Yeah. So that's still a question mark for us today. And then experiment number 3, we ended up with slushies, but it was not instant.
Yeah. It did make a good root beer, though.
It did. And then my side experiments with the roses, freezing those, worked instantly, or not instantly, it worked very quickly. And it didn't matter whether the rose was wet to begin with or dry.
See, and I thought they'd have to be wet. But
Yeah. No, yeah. I could stick those in the ground outside and add a little color to the environment. And finally, freezing clothes. People on their commute tomorrow are going to have a surprise.
honk if you drive by.
That's right. All right, well, thanks for joining us. A little bit of adventure in the Arctic blast of Missouri
That's
this
right.
week. So we hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.
Yep. Bye.